What is good, YouTube? I'm back again with another video for you guys. It is June. We are in June and it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, you guys. In this video, I'm basically just going to talk to you guys about like why women hate men and why they don't care, and just how I feel about the whole thing. You probably feel the same way too if you're watching this video. But let's get into the video. In the last couple of months, I have, I've met, women, I've spoken to women, I've gone on dates, I have had my time. However, though, every time I meet someone, it kind of feels like I'm wasting my time in a sense. It kind of feels like I'm wasting my time because I know that it's not going to lead to anywhere. We live in a society where the trend is I hate men. That's how it is here. And almost everywhere in the world right now, like, it is a trendy thing to hate men right now. And since I already have that at the back of my mind, and some of you guys watching this video have probably heard that, like, anytime you try and approach a woman, like, if she's not interested, she could look at you weird. There was this one time, I was in the club. Mind you, I don't really go clubbing anymore because it's a gladiator sport. It doesn't make any sense. You go there and, like, all the women feel like they're better than everybody, But anyways, let me get to the story. I go to the club and, there was this one girl, one of her friends was trying to hook me up with her. And she looked at me and she was like, ew, no, not him. And in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm not going to talk about how she looks because, like, I'm not one to, I don't like bashing looks. Like, looks is not the most important thing when it comes to, like, relationships and things like that. But then she was bashing me. She was like, ew, no, and in my mind, I'm like, how am I meant to, like, I don't know you from anywhere. I didn't do anything wrong to you, but you're looking at me and you're saying ew. I don't think I'm the most ugly guy. I think I'm kind of cute. But anyways, that's what she said. It feels like women feel like men do not have feelings. Men just exist. It feels like men just exist to pay bills and, get their hair done and do all these things. So, like, because of that, even, like, now that I have that at the back of my mind, and I know that, sometimes, you could actually find, I've been in love before. I've had someone that actually loved me for me, and it was amazing. It was great. There's girls that will actually love you for who you are. They exist. However, though, it is so rare that a woman will look at you and love you for who you like. I'm being so honest. I am being so honest with you. Like, a lot of women nowadays, because they've had negative experiences with men, valid, they've had negative experiences with men, and I understand. However though, when a guy is actually going out there trying to date, you stumble across a lot of women that just hate men. Right now, I'll say in my life right now, every now and then, I talk to a girl and I'm like, yeah, like, this girl is good looking, I'd like to get to know her. I'd like to, say what's up. But then I get into the conversation and I'm quickly reminded that women actually, it is a trend to hate men. So, like, right now, everyone is on the I hate men train, There was this one time, not too long ago, I was talking to a girl. And I don't know what happened. She was angry at her parents, because, like, I live by myself. She still lives with her parents or whatever. And she was angry at them and she took out the anger on me. And I said to myself, you know what? Like, I'm not even your boyfriend, like, I don't deserve that. So I didn't reply her message, And then a a couple of days went by, like 2-3 days, you know. And I messaged her. I said, "Hey, are you doing good now? Everything okay?" And then she says, yes, she's doing good. And she was mad at me because I didn't communicate how I was feeling. And I don't like arguing. I don't like arguing with men, women, nobody. I don't like arguing. So like I said, "You know what? I apologize. I'm sorry." And she said, "So you know you were fucking wrong, right?" That's what she said to me after I apologized. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. You know, like I don't want to deal with that, you know. Like I've had, you know, of recent, you know, I don't think I've had like a good experience with women, because I'm telling you that they only see you as, you know, for the most part, most of them just see you as, you know, a paycheck. And I think to myself, like, you know, if I end up making it in life, you know, if I end up achieving every single thing that I want, and I get all the money and all of that and all the success, now that I know that like the only thing they want is money, like am I going to get into a relationship? You know, I think about that all the time. You know, I think about that all the time. There was this one time as well. I have so many stories for you guys. There was this one time I went on a date. You know, mind you, I've gone on a lot of dates. Like I've gone on a lot of dates. But anyways, I went on a date with this one girl, you know. It was a gym date, you know, and I really liked the fact that she worked out, because, you know, I work out too, you know, and I'd like my significant other to work out, you know, so we went in the gym. And right now I run a business. It's right there. That's my business right there. And I had made some money from my business, and I had it invested in stocks, you know. And I was talking to her about it, you know, and she wasn't, you could tell that she didn't care. You could tell that she didn't care about anything that I was saying. And I was just like, wow. You know, like I told her that, yeah, like my money is invested in stocks, you know, like I'm trying to grow my money so that I can reinvest it back into my business. She ended up saying that I sounded like a misogynist because I said that I wanted to reinvest my money. So when you hear things like that, it's like, ugh. You just get like a weird, like it doesn't feel good. And you're probably a guy watching this video. I feel you. Like I feel you. You know, like, in fact, in terms of getting women to actually like you, and I'm not talking about sex, you know, it's one thing to get sex and it's another thing to get a woman that actually loves you and cares about you for you. Sex comes and goes. If I genuinely believe that anybody can get sex. However, though, to actually get someone, a woman that loves you, cares about how you feel up here, it's so hard to find. You know, people come to me and they're like, "Oh, Dario, you're single by choice. You're single by choice." And I'm like, I mean, yeah, because like no one has really shown me that they care about me, you know. Like right now, I'm 24. I turned 25 in July. Right now, I'm trying to build my life. You know, I'm shooting shots. You know, I'm in the gym right now. You know, I promise you that no one is with me in the gym. As we speak right now, you know, no one is shooting. No one is with me in the gym, you guys. No one is with me in the gym right now. So, and I know for a fact that there's going to come a day where I'm good in life. You know, and it has me like. So when I become good in life, I'm now meant to settle down. Like, it's just so crazy to me. Like, a lot of people are always like, "Oh yeah, when you make the money, women will come and do what?" Like, they'll come and do what? Like, what are they coming to do when I make the money? I think about that all the time. And you should too. You should too. There's going to be someone out there that cares about you though. You know, like finding the love of your life should not be an easy task. I wholeheartedly believe that. Like finding the person that you are going to be with for the rest of your life. And I'm talking about picking a good partner, not picking like someone that looks good. You know, anybody can look good, bro. You know, you've been to the club, you've been outside. If you've been to college, bro, see, in university, I'm telling you that like every time you step out, you are going to see at least 5 women that you could potentially marry based off how they look. And that is a fact. However though, how many women are actually going to like care about you, be there for you, care about your mental health, care about you, you know? It has to be like, okay, if I do make all this money and then, you know, something bad happens, because life happens, you guys, life happens. If I make all this money and I'm successful, what if I lose it one day and it takes me a while to, you know, to bounce back? Does that mean that she's going to leave me? I deadass had someone tell me that, you know, if her husband wasn't making money anymore and he was going through a hard time, she told me that she would leave. You know. She told me that she would leave. So like now that I know all of this, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't like, it kind of it messes up your mind. It's like, yeah, women don't care, but then at the same time, there's one out there that is meant to care. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to decipher. And lastly, I'm going to talk about one last thing. Social media. You know, social media, like this is where we get trends from. You know, this is where you see the whole I hate men this, I hate men that. Like that is where you see the trend. That's where you see the trend. So as long as the person you're with has social media, I am so sorry, like chances are, you know, that's what it is. You know, like they really don't care. You know. Social media also leads to a lot of comparison. There's so much comparison on social media, it's just crazy. Like you could literally, you know, and this goes with men and women. You know, with women, you know, they open their phones and they see this guy with a nice car and this, and they look at you, you know, and they're like, ugh. They look at you and they're like, ugh, you know. With us guys, it's like that too, you know. Like there's so many beautiful women on social media. You could have a girl that actually loves you for you, and I've been there though. You know, I've had a girl that actually loved me for me, but like I feel like I didn't treat her as good as I was meant to. You know, like now when I look back, you know, in hindsight, I should have actually treated that person a lot better, but then I didn't. You know, you live and you learn. That's me taking accountability. Not a lot of people take accountability. Not a lot of people think that they're wrong, you know, like, you know, with this women hates men thing, you know, like a lot of women genuinely think that they are right, you know. Yeah, you guys, like that's just how it is. That is honestly just how it is. Like now I will say that, like, you know, I was meant to go on a date with a girl, and I was like, this is kind of recent, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, does this person actually care about me? You know, like I find her attractive. She's very good looking, you know, young lady. She looks good, but then will she care about me? you know. And I'm not even going. Let me not even talk about marriage or anything. Like even on a base level, I'm like, will this person care about me? And I'm like, nah. I think that's what my issue is right now. Like anytime I talk to someone new, because I'm the one shooting my like I will text a girl first. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem with rejection. I'll text a girl first, and I'm texting her, and you know, even if she's replying, you guys, you know, after a while, I'm like, I don't think that this person would actually care if anything happened to me. I run a business right now, you know, and I you know, and I think about everything that I have built and what I am building, and I'm like, these people don't even really support, you know, like I could post something on the internet about my business. These people don't even like, you know, these women don't even like what I'm doing, you know. But then it's crazy because if everything now works out and I become a successful businessman or a successful YouTuber, I know for a fact that like it's going to be like, oh wow, I knew you could do it. Like, you know, I've lived it, you know, to a great extent already with this business. But anyways, you guys, that's the video, man. That's the video. Like, real talk. When it comes to like the whole women and men like hating each other thing, I hate it so much because I actually do like the feeling of like actually like being in love and actually liking someone. But then, you know, sometimes I just remind myself that like this person probably doesn't care about me, bro. Like this person doesn't care. The only thing they care about is what I have to offer. And if you don't have it, and if you lose it one day, they're gone. But anyways, you guys, I'm sorry for the sad video, but anyways, that's just how it is. I was thinking about it, you know, when I saw that TikTok. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm coming through with videos every single day. And yeah.